Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm pre-filming a ton of videos in the same outfit and the same setup, so I apologize for that, but also it's just what I need to do. Today's video is going to be a massive book haul. These are books I got for Christmas, for my birthday, and like ones I bought with my own money or with gift cards or things like that, and I'm very excited to share them with you. I know a couple months ago I promised a really huge thrift book haul, which I could definitely still do if you're interested in that, so leave that down in the comments below, because from like the summer until November or so, I bought so many thrifted books, but this seems more timely. So my birthday was at the very end of January, and I wanted to do a Christmas and January haul. I'd like to start off with the Kindle I got for Christmas. This was sent to me by one of my work clients, and I'm so grateful to have this. And I signed up for Kindle Unlimited, so I hope that this helps me bump up the amount of books I read. This is a very generous gift, so thank you so much again. I also received 3 books off my Amazon wish list recently, which I'm so grateful for. The first is the Zodiac Academy, The Awakening, the first book in this fantasy romance series. Apparently it's a bully romance, and the first 2 books are harder to get through. Like the bullying and like trigger warnings are really intense, but after that it gets better. But it's like to really set up the bully romance aspect of this. And I didn't get a note from Amazon from this. I think I talked about this in a vlog because this arrived quite a while ago, but it said it was ordered in October and it arrived like way after that, like sometime in November or December. Like it was a long time. So if you sent this to me, thank you so much. I'm very excited to get into the series. I was also gifted the air fryer cookbook, which I added to my wish list because I got an air fryer for Christmas. I actually got 2 air fryers for Christmas, and I still need to go return one because I don't need 2 of them, of course. And beyond just like the basics like chicken nuggets and fries and things like that, I just want to experiment with it. And so I put this on because the photography looked so beautiful on the beginning, on the front, but honestly I'm a little disappointed in this. I guess like I should have looked at it more before adding it to my wish list. It's no fault of anybody that sent it to me, but thank you, Angelica, for this book. But there are no pictures at all inside. So all this beautiful food isn't on the inside. So, and lastly from my wish list, Stephanie from Stephanie's Bookverse sent me Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. So thank you so much, Stephanie, for sending this over for my birthday. I'm one of her patrons, and I really love Stephanie's channel. I feel like I talk about her very frequently. Her TBR Star Hop is my favorite TBR game on all of BookTube that I have watched so far, and her and I have very similar like adult high fantasy reading tastes, and she's hosting a read along for the series while we await the 3rd book to release later on this year. And so I'm very excited to read this series by Robert Jackson Bennett, and thank you so much, Stephanie, again. I have stacks behind me organized in a way that makes sense to my brain, so hopefully it's not too hard to follow for you. Next up are books I bought myself for Christmas. So first off, these 2 books come from my local charity book selling situation. I went crazy buying books from there, which is the majority of that secondhand thrifted book haul I wanted to share with you guys. But I'm really trying to slow on the buying because I have too many unread books on my shelves. However, if they post something for really cheap that is already on my radar or already on Goodreads marked as want to read, I pick them up. So I have Stephen King The Stand, which I got this for $2. It's quite beat up, honestly. And it looks like it was sold for $4 previous to that, but whatever. It's for charity. It's fine. It's quite a big book. This would be my first Stephen King. I wanted to either start with The Stand or The Long Walk, and this is the one I have. So I was excited to see that for such a cheap price. And then The Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I honestly don't remember what this is about, but I marked it as want to read many years ago on my Goodreads, so someone must have been raving about it for me to do that. I believe this is a YA fantasy. Like I said, I don't really know anything other than that. Next, I bought 2 books because TikTok made me buy them. First is Desperate Measures by Katee Robert. I really want to get into Katee Robert's books. This is a fantasy romance. This is a series of like villain romances, retellings. Not really sure. Apparently it's spicy and maybe a little bit weird. I don't even quite know who this one is following. Oh, Jafar. Interesting. Secondly, I have Flock by Kate Stewart. My best friend Rebecca really, really wants me to read this. This is a dark romance, but with like thriller or suspense aspects to it. It is the Ravenhood series, and I'm really excited to get into this. I think I'm going to love it. And this is actually on my February TBR, so that's exciting. And both of these are raved about on TikTok or like Bookstagram Reels and things like that. So I'm excited to try these. Lastly is like the books I bought myself for Christmas. Technically, I bought these with a bookstore gift card that I got from my brother Sam. So thank you, Sam. I bought these 2 books. I bought The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 3rd book in the Blood and Ash series. I think there's going to be 6. I have liked the other 2 books, not obsessed with them like a lot of other people, and I really don't know how I'm going to feel about this. I feel like this is people's least favorite of the 3 so far, but I have the other 2 books physically on my shelf, so I'm just going to continue to buy them, and then if at the end the series just like isn't really my favorite, I'll resell like all 6 together as they come out. But I am excited to read it. Like I do want to continue the series, obviously. And then I picked up The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. This is for Stephanie Bookverse's channel Read Along. I've actually been reading the library copy because this said it was back ordered and I wouldn't receive it until like the very, very end of January. Well, it arrived like mid-January, but I had already gotten the library book and was like reading that copy. And then I was tempted to switch over and like return the library book and just keep reading this one. But then I was like, if I don't read it, the spine will stay nice. I know, absolutely ridiculous. I am really enjoying this. It's like 600 pages, high fantasy, Asian inspired, very political. I'm about 400 pages out of 600 in, and I'm really enjoying it. It's feeling like a 3.5, 4 stars, like a 3.5, depending on how it ends. It could be a 4-star. It is taking me a long time and it is quite dense, but I've heard that book 2 and 3 are like way, way better than book 1. So I have high hopes, and I did buy this with the gift card from my brother Sam. And then my other brother Dennis gifted me with 2 Sarah J. Maas books for Christmas, which I'm very excited about. So I have The Assassin's Blade, which I've already read. I've had Throne of Glass on my shelves for years, and then more recently I got Crown of Midnight and Heir of Fire, and I knew I wanted to start the series with The Assassin's Blade. So my best friend Rebecca and I are doing a buddy read of the series, and we have already read The Assassin's Blade. And then he got me A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I've actually already read, but I do want to reread because I gave it 5 stars and then never continued on with the series. I don't know why I do that sometimes, but I'm happy to own it because I would love for my shelves to have like all of my favorite books, like all the books. That happens to me way too often. I get like right here cracked. Anyways, I would love my bookshelves to have all of my favorite books. Books I give like 4, 4.5, 5 stars on my shelves, especially if I plan on rereading them. And this is a book that I plan on rereading. So I'm very happy that Dennis got me both of these books for Christmas. So those were all the bookish things that I got for Christmas. Now onto the things I got for my birthday. First, my grandfather always gives me a book for Christmas and my birthday, and for my birthday, he got me The Spoon Stealer by Leslie Crew. And this is about a woman who was born in rural Nova Scotia, which is, I live in rural Nova Scotia. I'm sure it's not the same town, but you know what I mean. And she has a very hard life. She lives in a very, very toxic family, and she decides to move to London, but she has a secret that she is a chronic spoon stealer. I don't know where that's gonna go, but I'm always happy to receive books from my grandpa. I'm holding too many books. He always writes in them with a little note, and I've kept all of the books he's given me, I think, ever. I'm a book hoarder, but I love going to my shelves and being able to see, like, happy 12th birthday, Emily, love Grampy, and I'm gonna get emotional, but like, you never know how long that's going to last, you know what I mean? So thank you, Grampy, for this book. Not that you watch these YouTube videos, and now I'm gonna cry. Then my friend Rebecca came over yesterday as I'm filming this and surprised me with some books. Well, this one wasn't a surprise because she texted me a few months ago and said, oops, I bought 2 of these. Do you want one? I said, yes, of course. This is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I cannot believe I haven't read this yet. This is like a booktube darling. And now it's blowing up like on TikTok and things as well, but TikTok's always late to the game, right? I have read Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid via audiobook and loved it. And I also read One True Loves and really liked that book too. So I do have high hopes. I love that Taylor Jenkins Reid's characters feel real. Like I know that the protagonist in here, Evelyn Hugo, duh, I don't know why I had to look at the back, feels like a real like old Hollywood actress, and like you want to Google her and see what she was in, but she is just a fictional character, so I think that is fun. And then she also gifted me hardbacks of Empire of Storm and Tower of Dawn. So now I am only missing, let me see, I need Queen of Shadows, which is like in the middle, right? I need book 4. And is this 5 and 6? I'm honestly like so behind on Sarah J. Maas things. Queen of Shadows, then Empire of Storms, then Tower of Dawn. Right? So I'm just missing 1, and then I know I need Kingdom of Ash. Correct? I don't know. I'm just gathering them up as I get them. So thank you so much, Rebecca. I'm excited to read these with you because we're buddy reading them together. And I know she really loved this book too, and like everybody else. So I'm very excited for that. Lastly, I bought myself 4 birthday books because I am one of the like top tier members for Indigo. So it's an automatic 10% and free shipping. Then they gave you an additional 20% for your birthday. I had a little bit left on my gift card from my brother Sam, and I had enough points to take $20 off. So I thought that's a perfect excuse to buy some books. So first in my stack here, I have The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. This is a wintry fantasy series, like Russian folklore inspired, right? It seems very wintry, and I know a lot of people really like this series, and I think this is one I want to pick up like relatively soon. I would love to read them in this wintry setting. We have snow here until like almost May sometimes, so not too much of a rush. And this was on like super cheap. I don't know why, because it's kind of newer. This is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Again, everyone was talking about this. I would love to read this one soon too because it is February. I would like to read some more romances, and this one just sounds really cute. We have a PhD candidate and a professor, so it's a little bit scandalous, but I mean, if you're a PhD candidate, you're a full ass adult, so anyways, I'm excited to finally be reading some hyped books. Like I'm constantly reading from the backlist because I only got like re-inspired, like reignited my passion for reading long after BookTube existed. And there's so many great series and books that I want to read that people were talking about years ago, but I also would like to read some of the newer things like this and, Flock and things like that. Then, because I already said I wanted to reread ACOTAR, I have never read A Court of Mist and Fury, and apparently this is the best one. I don't know why I stopped. I gave ACOTAR 5 stars and then just never got to this one. So I made sure to buy it with my birthday haul. It's pretty chunky, but thank goodness that Dennis got me ACOTAR for Christmas. So it like truly pushed me to get this book for my birthday. And lastly, I was supposed to read Malice by John Gwynne in January for Stephanie's Patreon book club, but I just didn't get to it. But I knew I was going to read it. Knew I was going to read it in January, but I am for sure going to read it in February. And I want to continue. I know that it leaves off at like an epic ending, and you're going to want to jump into Valor pretty quickly. These books are ginormous though, so I will have to break it up with some other things, but I wanted to have the sequel on my shelves. When I finish a book in a series, if I really liked it, I'm going to continue. Obviously, I like to buy the sequel, even if I don't intend to read the sequel straight away, just so it's on my shelf when I am ready to get to it. So I didn't talk about what these books are about. I just had too many books to share with you. I've already been filming for almost 20 minutes because I like to ramble, but I did want to share the books I did get for my birthday and not make this an hour-long video. So if you loved any of these books, I would love to know, or if you have suggestions on what book I really need to pick up ASAP, you can tell me that too in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for spoiling me for my birthday and those gifts off my Amazon wish list. I was not expecting that, and just thank you so much. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.